Okay, so we are continuing our football club history series. We're looking at Hartlepool United, and this is a very important club for one football manager who would go on to have great success in the game with other clubs, one of its famous fans, and some of the interesting records that I found as well. Also, this club has never won a major trophy. It's Hartlepool United, the forgotten club of the northeast of England. They played every home game in their existence in the league at Victoria Park since foundation. The stadium of Victoria Park currently seats 7,858, so it is one of the smallest stadiums in the Football League. The nickname of the club and anyone from the town is a monkey hanger. It's the monkey hangers, and the local legend has it that a French warship back in the age of sail, so Napoleon and the 7 Years' War kind of period, sank off the coast. The only survivor was the ship's pet monkey, which the captain had trained to do certain tasks. The locals, seeing this monkey doing all these strange things that they'd never seen before, hung the ship's pet basically as a French spy, hence the term monkey hanger, which has stuck with the town and the football club for a very long time. Now, whether that story is true or not is open for debate. There are some sources that suggest it could be true. There are some sources that suggest it could be just made up legend as a term of derision for people from Hartlepool. Either way, the club and the town has absorbed that nickname. They wear it with pride. It's not used as a term of abuse anymore. It's like Mackham's being from Sunderland and Geordie's being from Newcastle. The North East has some very interesting nicknames for locals, basically. So the club's founded in 1908 as Hartlepool's United Football Athletic Company. They would drop the Football Athletic Company from the name in due course. In 1910, 2 years after foundation, they absorbed the assets and liabilities of West Hartlepool Football Club, who have gone out of business. And in 1921, following the First World War, they, alongside a whole host of other clubs, joined the Football League. They are now known as Hartlepool's United F.C. until 1968, when they dropped the S from Hartlepool and the United from their name, and they're known as Hartlepool Football Club until 1977. From 1977 till present day, they've been known as Hartlepool United Football Club. Between 1924 and 1984, so after they've entered the Football League, they applied for re-election to the Football League a record 14 times, because at this point in time there wasn't promotion and relegation to what is now known as the National League, so the old non-league structure. That comes a little bit later. That's a record. 14 times they reapplied for admittance to the Football League, so they were obviously not a great side. But it takes until 2017 for actual relegation to the National League to occur. They would stay in the National League until 2021. So again, it shows how hard it is to get back out of the National League at the first attempt. It took 4 years to do so. So it is a difficult league to get out of back into the Football League, which is why I really do fear for Scunthorpe and Oldham and other clubs that have been Football League clubs getting back at the first attempt. I think only 2 clubs have done it in 20 odd years or something. So Hartlepool United doing it in 4 is not bad going. Some of the fun facts. Jeff Stelling. So if you watch Soccer Saturday on Sky Sports, if you watch any Sky Sports on a weekend, Jeff Stelling, very famous for his combination with Chris Kamara and some of their comical presenting, because it's brilliant. They bounce off each other. Jeff Stelling, lifelong fan of the club. A very famous manager, as I said at the start of the video, began his managerial career at the club following retirement from playing due to injury, and that's Brian Clough. He managed the club between 1965 and 1967 before moving on to Derby County and then ultimately to Nottingham Forest via Brighton Hove Albion and Leeds, where he would win a lot of silverware in management. Without Hartlepool United being that stepping stone, we may have had a different trajectory for the domestic game, the international game. We just don't know what would have happened, where Brian Clough would have ended up and what club he would have started out at should he have gone into management. So there you go, Hartlepool United, important on as a stepping stone in the managerial career of Brian Clough. So let's see what happens with Gerrard and Lampard and Scotty Parker and some of these other young English managers who recently retired from playing only a few years ago and have gone into management with mixed success. Let's see what happens with them, because Hartlepool United, lower league club, no success, average lower league club, not really going anywhere. Brian Clough ends up winning trophies with Derby and with Nottingham Forest, including 2 European Cups, otherwise known as the Champions League. So let that sink in. Let that sink in that he started off with very humble managerial beginnings. The records. Richie Humphreys has the appearance record. 543 appearances in all competitions between 2001 and 2013. The goal scoring record is held by Joshy Fletcher. I couldn't find the years that he played for the club, but he's got 111 goals in all competitions. David Foley is the youngest ever player to play for the club. He debuted aged 16 years and 44 days versus Port Vale on the 25th of August 2003. And the oldest player to ever play a game for the club is Dimitros Konstantinopoulos, who was aged 41 years and 15 days versus Harrogate Town on the 14th of December 2019. So that's really interesting as well. Their biggest rivals aren't Newcastle or Sunderland because of their various lower level league position. They rarely, if ever, have played Newcastle and Sunderland in a competitive league match or cup match. They rarely meet. It's Darlington. Darlington is their nearest rival for the amount of times they would have played each other over the years. So there we go. There's a brief history of Hartlepool United. They've never won any major silverware, not even a Football League trophy. So there you go. I think they've got to one playoff final over the years. So that lack of success, they really are the stereotypical average mid-table lower league side. But there you go. They have some fun facts in there, and they did absorb another football club along the way to become Hartlepool United as we know them today. And of course, Jeff Stelling famously is a lifelong fan of the club. Does a lot to raise the profile of the club, and of course, without Brian Clough managing at the club, we may not have had the rise of Derby County and Nottingham Forest in the 70s and the 80s. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching. Please place your thoughts in the comment section below, and I will have some more content for you very, very soon.